Hey, well, hello to everyone out there in YouTube land. I hope that everybody is doing well. I'm not doing too bad. Really busy here, doing some things, but I'm not doing too bad. But I wanted to come on pretty quickly because I want to let you know: do not sleep on this. What did I say? Do not sleep on this. Now, I've had this since the beginning of the pandemic, right at the beginning of the pandemic. Um, and actually, I thought it was generic. I didn't even pay attention to it. I really thought it was something generic, but I had it, and so it's been in my, in my pantry for, 3 years, since 2020, about March or something like that. And and I said, you know what? I said, I was a few days back. I said, you know what? I'm gonna utilize this in some soups and whatever, And I wasn't really crazy about doing it because I just knew it was going to be something really terrible. And oh my goodness, this is delicious. I mean, it is so delicious. It's got, you know, I was a little scared, honestly. I was like, oh, this is gonna be dry. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be that. Because I really thought, because I didn't even see that it had a name on it, and I didn't. Well, I shouldn't say I didn't see it. I didn't pay attention to it. I just did what got it, and then put it in the pantry or whatever. And I thought this was like real generic. Like, although generic, that doesn't mean that generic food is bad. But I really thought this was something generic, but it is actually a brand name. So I got to, like I said, but this is so good. I said, you know what I said? I'm going to put these in some soups and something I was going to do. And I just had a real delicious, craving for some pasta. I said, let me see, fish, chicken. I was thinking, what should I put in it now? Although I do have some ground turkey, that's already been browned in the freezer. But I said, no, I'm not going to go into that. I said, I'm going to use this because what I do, and a lot of people they say, oh, I don't need it. But if you, because at the at the beginning of the pandemic, there was so many, like volunteer opportunities that were available, and a lot of just food stuff, period. And I went to one that I've been meaning, well, I shouldn't say I've been meaning to go. I've been telling others about it for 10 years. And finally, it's a produce mobile, actually. So what they do is just give out every month. It's just fruits and vegetables and stuff, but it's really more than fruits and vegetables. There's so many other things that they also give out, and it's really awesome. So nonetheless, I wound up going. I said, you know what, I'm going to go get some of this fruits and vegetables or whatever. And it was a lot of other things that came. I mean, a lot of good stuff. I can't even remember everything, but it was a lot of good stuff that came with the. It was really almost like a luxury package, but it was a lot of other things that came with it. I can't remember now. That was 2020. This is 2022, nonetheless. But no, I'm just kidding. But so anyway, and what I do with a lot of these things, because a lot of volunteer, when you volunteering at places or when you go to these different places, most of the time they're gonna give you, even if you tell them you don't want it or don't need it, it's in your trunk already or whatever, So, but I always have used these different little things that people give me or whatever, however I acquire them, to stock my pantry, especially for my winter pantry. A lot of people, like well, anyway, my winter pantry, and I this is how and which is really always these things really come in handy at some point. If it's not for you, it's for somebody that who might need something or whatever. So, and a lot of people they say, "Well, I don't need it." I hear a lot of that, so much of that. When I'm doing some volunteer somewhere or whatever, I just hear people saying it. I don't need it. Oh, with that prideful. it's some of it is pride because they know they really do need it, but they'll say somebody needs it more than I do. But it's not about somebody needing it more than you do. At this point in time, there's more than enough to go around, so take it. And what do? You take it, and because we don't know, we might not need it now, but you don't know if you're going to need it in the future. I mean, let this pandemic be a lesson to all of us. Although, we say that it's not about money all the time. It's about access. During this pandemic, we have not always had access to things. We might have money in our bank account, but we did not really have access to a lot of things. I mean, so many things I've noticed that stores still don't have to this day. Things that I normally buy and like. And I'm so, a little upset about it. Still to this day, I have not been able to get certain things that I really, really like and have been using for, a great number of years, whatever. So it's not about, money all the time. So, but anyway, be smart. And because again, we never know what you might not have access to. So anyway, I digress. Get off my soapbox. So anyway, yeah, I opened this up. I said, this was yesterday. I opened this up and I was amazed. It had real juices because it says it has juices, real juices, real fat. I know some people, baby, you need to go back to the drawing board. I'm not talking about people who don't, might be vegetarian or vegan. I'm just talking about regular people who eat a sad diet, a standard American diet situation. You need fat for living. Okay, you should do a little research. Get in touch with a dietitian or a nutritionist. Although some of them they don't. Well, never mind, because you might be one that's watching. I don't mean any disrespect. Let me get to the meat of this video. This is delicious. Like I said, I had a craving for some pasta. And I love different pastas, but I had some gnocchi, some potato gnocchi. I said, I'm going to eat this potato gnocchi today. Oh my goodness, guys. This, look at this meat. Does this look like it came out of a can? This is delicious. I mean, it is flavorful. It smelled like you prepared a roast beef in the oven. Okay, all I have in here, I have some tomatoes. Some of my dehydrated tomatoes from my garden, some and various peppers. Some I think because I and I hope this not, well, it's not too spicy, but it's a little. I just used some poblano and banana peppers in here. I seasoned it up a little bit with some steak seasoning. I put a little bit of what do you call it? Bone broth in here because I was letting it simmer because I wanted to, normally some people they'll rehydrate their dehydrated things beforehand. I put it, I just put it in there, but I didn't want all of the juices to dissipate or evaporate either. But oh my goodness, guys, this is beautiful. The taste is awesome. I was like, oh my goodness, I couldn't believe the, I mean, it's been sitting here for a minute now, especially since I've been running my mouth. It almost looked like ground beef, but it is so nice. And it tells you, I think it says add to soups and stuff like that. It says something. Let's see. This beef is fully cooked in its own juices and is ready to use. Use cut up beef for salads. Yeah, because it melted down because I had it cooking for a minute because I wanted the things to rehydrate. Soup, stews, sandwiches, barbecue, spaghetti sauce, meat pies, casseroles, taco over egg noodles, and use juices and fat from this from canned beef to flavor cooked vegetables, soups, and gravy. This is like somebody cooked this. Okay? Like really. I mean, it's really good. So I just want to remind us, you guys, be encouraged to not sleep on this. But not to sleep on different canned items, period. And or, little pantry items or food giveaways that are in your community. Just use them to stock your pantry. And it's not about just you and your family, you and your four, but about your community also, because you never know who might need it. And you're able to give it out, okay? Because another thing that we do, a few of these with some of my bone broth and some vegetables that are in a can, because I don't really eat like canned vegetable. So that definitely, it'll be there, like, unless I really am starving or something happen. But I put them in soups and stuff like that. And what can you do? You give them, you have your own little personal soup kitchen, or you put them in your community refrigerators, whatever. You know what I mean? And when I'm talking about vegetable, I like some of the mixed vegetable thing, just certain ones that I don't eat. Like, I just don't eat them. Like, even if they're, anyway, let me just be quiet because I almost sound bougie or something. I don't want to sound like that. But anyway, just don't sleep on that. I'm getting ready to eat. I love you. Hope that I've encouraged you and helped somebody. Okay? I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye. Because this is delicious. Oh my goodness. It's so beautiful. And you see my little potato gnocchi in there. Bye bye for now.